In this video, I'm going to explain to you how to cut an external thread for a screw. A screw is one of the most important mechanisms that we have in technology, and it is a very ancient mechanism based on the inclined plane. Firstly, we take the piece of rod and prepare it in the vise. We have to set it up so it is standing at 90 degrees to the vise. We check this by using an engineer's square. We then have to file the top of the rod at an angle of approximately 45 degrees. We do this using a coarse or medium cut file and pushing it away in simple strokes. This is called cross filing. When we file this angle, we call this filing a chamfer. We then have to apply cutting compound, which is a substance that aids the cutting tool, the die, to cut the thread on the piece of rod. Then we take the die in the die stock. It's an M4 die. It has to be set parallel to the top of the vise at 90 degrees to the work. You have to make sure the die is the correct way up with the shoulder at the top, and start the cut slowly by making a half turn clockwise and then a reverse turn anti-clockwise. From the top, it's easier to see the cutting action, which is made by turning the die one half turn clockwise followed by a reverse turn anti-clockwise at a quarter. So half a turn followed by a quarter turn back, half a turn followed by a quarter of a turn back. We do this to clean the swarf or small bits of metal out of the thread that we are cutting through the reverse action. Continue cutting the thread until you've reached the correct length of the thread that you need. This is usually between 15 to 25 millimeters in most cases, but could be longer, up to 30 or 40 millimeters in length. Check with a steel rule. When you have cut the correct length of thread, you then have to remove the die. You should never force the die from the work. You must unscrew it all the way to the top. If you try to force it, you will damage the thread and possibly cross-thread the die, which means the screw mechanism will not work correctly. This is what a correctly cut thread looks like. If you have any problems or don't know what to do, it's always important to ask the teacher for guidance.